This is the Fountain of Information, Voice of Tabitha Broadcasting on 98.0 on the FM band. We are live on Neymar Unity TV tonight, and we are also live on Voice of Tabitha Online TV. The issue erupted in District number 9 and District number 6, but our guest will explain exactly what transpired or what took place in those villages. So the issue is the teenager shot his friend with a single barrel gun to death, and the angry crowd rushed into the nearby village, allegedly begin to loot and burning down villages and what have you in retaliation of what took place. So Madam Albertha Johnson, sitting before our camera there, were also affected. Our village that was not part and parcel of the incident was deeply affected, and she has come to studio to speak to the press so that the whole wide world would know exactly why this attack was ranged against her. So tonight we have them, and they'll be introducing themselves. But for proper introduction, Madam Albertha Johnson, sitting in the middle, well dressed, was the representative candidate for District number 6, and she's a public figure in this community. Her village was allegedly attacked and looted completely by an angry crowd from Bloyi. So let's just welcome them quickly before we dive into our program. So, Madam, welcome to studio.
Thank you, Mr. Bantu.
And so the guy over there is a town chief for that particular village. You'll be introducing yourself. Please introduce yourself and speak to us. So, your name?
Angelo Ben.
So,
the acting town chief.
You the acting town chief for Babway village?
Yes.
Tell us exactly what took place there.
Thank you. When I came from in the bush to find food to eat, to go by in the bush in my garden, I saw the little boy on the way crying coming to Babway village. While in the process, I saw him running, crying. I'll kill myself. Another bottle, they went for cool. So he was chasing him to get him. When and I took him, we put on the motorbike, and we brought the boy to Bloyi and to grab one. They took him to Tabitha. When I bought my guy, I put him in my bag. I came back to go to put him to let the commission to do that. You know, so that after that, I okay to move his finish. So we waited for the security from the security back, which is the DA people. When they came, we all came to the village. So they have a touching. So I say, I didn't touch the body. The main touching in Sikwa, the way, cause brace. When I came, they called me.
Who called you?
The DA people, they called me the money and the crowd. That, where I've been here. I will inquire what they were asking me. I said, well, I will not answer, and you can move the cover on me. But I was not on the scene when the accident took place. I will do another video, which is my Johnson village.
So you from Babway village?
Yeah.
And the incident took place in Johnson's Moses C village, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think that the security have to curfew?
I will not know the meaning of covering me.
Where were you when they met you in the curfew?
They met me in Powin. We all came together. When I don't know, I asked for the township. I said, let me hear.
They asked for Moses C village town chief.
The both village, the two villages, they combine everything together to produce one township.
Oh, I see.
He's the town chief for both.
So use the town chief for the two villages.
Yes.
All right. What do you think that people have to come and loot your place? Is it because you are town chief for the two villages? That's why your village was also looted, or what?
I was calling the government to ask them what they did that for.
Okay, so let's hear from Madam Johnson. Madam Johnson, what is your complaint? Get closer to your mic.
Mr. Bantu, this incident happened on the 22nd, Saturday. Apparently, there were two minors, 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they came from doing their normal farming activity. Mr. King, the gentleman that owned the gun, gave it to the 11-year-old, and the 11-year-old went to discharge to take the bullet, the single barrel out of the gun. And the 13-year-old, his friend, his best friend said, put it back in it, I can do the same thing. I can get a shot out of the gun. But to make a long story short, there was the accidental discharge, and the gunfire and killed the 13-year-old. Police were invited to the village, the Moses City village, and they did an investigation, and they turned the body over to the family for them to be buried. That's where all of this chaos started. The boy that was killed was living with his mother in Blois, and the people of Blois came and said they are not going to bury the child in Blois. He have to be buried in Moses village. So they dug a hole 2 feet and put the child in the grave.
Just the body.
They put the body, they dug 2 feet, put the body, cover it, and then touched the house on fire. And after that, they started basically burning. They went to the rice kitchen, took all the rice that was in the rice kitchen, and then touched the kitchen on fire. And then they subsequently there were 5 houses in the village. 4 of the 5 got burned. And then the 5th houses, they just took stick and just bust them up. And then went to Omer Moses' grave at his tomb, cut the mattresses from the houses into pieces, lay it on the tomb, and then set it on fire. All the cattle that were in the village, they cut all of them and slaughtered them. The women were cooking it, while the men and the boys were carrying on with their violent act. After that, they proceeded to Bakwe, which is our village.
To your village now?
Yes.
They have done with the village where the incident took place?
Yes.
All right.
And mind you, we have nothing to do with whatever happened. There's no excuse. We were now a part of it. We didn't know what was going on, but they proceeded to our village. Fortunately for us, when they came, the gasoline they had in the can was finished. They didn't have gasoline to touch and burn up the rest of the villages. So then they proceeded to bust the doors and take everything out of there. All our livestock, our animals, chicken, pigs, sheep, goats, dog fat, you name it. They even took the chicken that were on the egg with the egg and carried it. They left nothing, dishes, Bluetooth, everything we had in the village.
So
gone.
the alleged violence that took place in Moses village was sprinkled over to your village?
That's correct. They now
Do they give any reason as to why they have to sprinkle over to your village?
No.
With the violence?
No. According to my family member, when they got there, they had cutlasses and guns, so they ran away and jumped in the bushes. So
they ran for life?
Yes, they ran because don't remember they already arrested the town chief and carried him out. So those that were in the village now, they jumped in the bushes, they went in the bush to hide themselves. So they basically looted and vandalized the whole village and took everything out. And that what happened on Tuesday. The incident with the child dying happened on Saturday the 22nd. And Tuesday is when they decided, after the investigation, for them to go and bury their child. And then from what we are hearing, and this is that the town chief Darlington Down ordered with the youth chair, ordered the people of Blois to come and carry on this violent act towards us. Their statement was that when they're done, there will not be a Bakbai village or a Moses village. They will make sure that this wouldn't be inhabited anymore.
You think they were, because this is so much confusing, do Bakbai village and Moses village have some kind of relationship, or what is it?
Yes, there's two family members, and the two villages are put together to make one town. That's why we have one township in the villages, because they're not as big as the other towns. And we are the same family. The Moses say kids and I, the old man, us were related. So his children and his wife, all we are the same family.
Wow. So was there any conflict between Moses village and Bakwe village on one hand and the people of Bloyi before?
No, none I'm aware of. We have lived peacefully with one another. There's no incident. In fact, the children from our place goes to Bloyi. They play games. The people from Bloyi come and they play games. So there have not been. If there's any incident, I have no idea. And this is a surprising part of it all. Why us?
Have you been able to inquire from chiefs and elders from Bloyi as to why the children have to loot your village, violently attack the village and loot it like this?
No, I was advised not to go to the village. It's not safe for me.
What do you think?
I don't know. Because of the violence, I guess. When you have a mob of people coming from Bloyi and taking over two villages and destroying, I mean, you have people coming with cutlasses and guns.
So there's a
and
fear.
Destroy. So I'm not afraid, but I was advised not to go by security, not to go to the village. So we have not been able to go back to our villages. The kids from my village are with me here in Takatan.
The police, the local authorities in our area, what are they doing about this?
Well, actually, to my disappointment, no one from Yahweh Mesona came to our aid. No one called. Not the representative office, not the superintendent of Yahweh Mesona District, District 9. The commissioner from Zena Administrative District, where we are from, I called him. I didn't get him. I finally reached him, and he told me he was in Sanikole for a workshop. So, from the time the incident happened, no one have reached out to any of the family in the both villages at all. I went to the police station on Wednesday and filed a complaint at the police station, and I was able to get the police make arrangement for 2 motorbikes and some police officers to go to the village, to both villages, and see if we can arrest those that destroy and burn down our villages. And we were able to arrest 4 persons, 2 gentlemen and 2 ladies.
Some of them are still alive, or they have been arrested altogether?
The entire Bloyi town, they are on the run. That's the frustrating part, having to go and deal with the police. They are doing their best to help us, but having to go and arrest people from a town who came to our villages and destroy. I mean, the violence, burning down houses. We have nothing. Our rice kitchens are burned. We have nothing left. So if I didn't go to the police and laid a complaint for them to come to try to arrest those that were involved, then we have no help. Nobody came from the district to help us. It was today that I called Albertha Johnson from the representative office. I was able to get his number, and I called him and told him my dissatisfaction that both our villages were attacked and the village was burned down, and all that happened to us, and no one in Yahweh Mesona district has reached out to the both villages. So I sent Albertha Johnson videos of the incident, pictures of what have happened, and then he told me he was going to get in touch with the representative office and they will get back to me. I also called the COS Morris and informed him, and he told me they didn't know anything about it. But the representative have an office in the district. I'm sure they have a coordinator in the district that's supposed to update him on everything that goes on in the district. How can we have, if I didn't contact the police and file a police report, then to go and try to arrest those that did this violent act in both villages.
So where are the villagers as we speak?
We're not there. My family is not there. We can't go there. In fact, if you go to Moses Say village right now, the decomposed body is still there. So that's a health threat. There's flies, the smell. You can't go there. There's nothing there. The houses are burned. You can't go back there. And old man Moses Say widow, I believe she's about 79, 80, who lost her husband 2 years ago. Have now have her house burnt down with nothing. She's only have her lapa and her blouse that she had on her. Everything else was burned down. They light up her husband's grave in front of her. She ran away. So right now she's with her daughter in Bowen. What have anybody done to deserve this? We haven't done anything. Even where the incident happened, the police investigated and they told them everything. They should now go and bury their child. So how can the people of Bloyi come and carry on such violent act against us, their neighbors? We have not had any incident with them. There's no complaint or anything on record that we have animosity for one another. It was an accident. 2 minors. What did we do? Why haven't our district official reached out? Why haven't they sent anybody to the villages to see and sympathize with, or just to make sure we are aware? What will Moses Say widow do? She doesn't have a home. The village is burnt down. Our village is gone. We'll have to pick up the pieces and start life all over. What about our safety? When you have people come from a town and come to our villages with.
Wow. So you actually feel insecure because you're very innocent that it was bad. The group from Bloyi, this is why you are still afraid.
Yes. And not just my village, because Moses Say village were also related. It's the same family.
Oh, so this attack might be like a revenge against the two villages because you guys are related or what?
I don't know. Only the people of Bloyi can say that. When they arrested, they can tell us why they did. It doesn't make sense, Mr. Bantu. If someone died, it was an accident between 2 minors, and the police can investigate it and turn the body over to the family. Why did they come to burn down the village? I mean, it was by God's grace that they didn't kill anybody that day. The kind of tension that was in the village, the things that they did in the villages. It's terrible, heinous act. Why?
So you said your cattle were taken away, including some cash. How many cattle are we talking about? If you have a statistic.
Yes, I wrote everything down. They took 5 sheep were slaughtered. We had 10 ducks, 105 chickens. They took MP3 players. The children were having their business. They were selling their drinks and little things. They took all of that. 55,000 in cash, 4 pigs, 3 gallons of gas. They took they took what? About Colaxes, a whole lot of other things. They even took the floor mat from the floor. They ripped the floor mat off the floor. Dishes, my barrels that I have to put water in to catch water when I'm on the farm. They took all of that. They just looted and ripped everything off.
Okay, madam, thank you so much. That's all the time we have for you. But what is your call on the county administration and central government?
I'm appealing to everyone, to the county administration, to the government of Liberia, the people of Yawin Mesno. This incident happened in District 6. Bloyi is in District 6. To come to our aid, to help us out. We don't know how we're going to rebuild our villages and go back and live there. We don't know how. I'd like to thank the city mayor of Tapeta, who have Caligo down, who have intervened and trying to help. I thank the police department who are being in contact with, that are helping us. At least they arrested 4 persons so far that are in custody. So I'd like to thank them also for the help. But we need help. Our villages are now, can we go back? It's not inhabitable anymore. Can we go back and live there? No, we can't. So we're appealing to the county superintendent, Madam Albertha Johnson, and everyone else. We're appealing to our superintendent in Yahweh Mesino, the representative office in Yahweh Mesino District 9, our commissioner, Mr. Samuel Down, who is currently in San Nicole. I've not had the time to come and assess this damage and what's going on in his district, but he's aware. So I'm appealing to everyone to come to our aid.
Thank you so much for giving us your time. Thank you. We'll talk with you on this issue one another time.
Thank you too. I will.
No, you finished. Who is it? Yeah, they're in the phone.
Yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah, baby. And so quickly, let's join Honorable Tai Wongbe via telephone from Monrovia to address the situation in his district, which is District Number 9. So Honorable Tai Wongbe is live now on the line from Monrovia. Good evening, sir, and welcome to this show.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. You are live and clear.
I have the Honorable Soup calling me back because we've been going back and forth, but I'll call her after this interview. I just got off the line also with Representative Doan Glikia, trying to make sure we talk about this. But thank you for having me on.
So, what do you make of? I'm glad that you got a little tip off on the situation in your district, District Number 9, and close to District Number 6, where these two villagers are ranging attack against each other. What do you make of that?
So, thank you. But first of all, it's really disheartening. It's a tough situation. So we want to just condemn this act because this is not the country we're living in where we can take matters into our own hands and burn villages, attack one another. We should always work to live in peace and harmony. So this situation, we fully condemn it. I just arrived last night in the country, and this morning I was informed of this matter, and I've been placing calls and we've been trying to make sure we reach out to the families, reach out to those involved, and make sure we call for calm. So the most important thing for us right now is calm. As I said, while I'm on this phone with you right now, the Honorable Superintendent Albertha Johnson is calling me because we've been trying to make sure the situation is resolved and make everyone calm down. I will be visiting the district tomorrow. I have initial meetings in grade, but I'll also be reaching out to the families to make sure that, again, the situation is resolved. We know that there have been some initial arrests, but we want to make sure that the joint security and everyone involved make sure that they do their job. We, as representatives for the people, we are there to make sure that we engage the authorities, the local authorities, to be able to call for calm. We understand that there are challenges, but when there are issues, when there are problems, at every given time, there are solutions if we can just stay calm, make sure the authorities are involved, and make sure that we bring everybody to the table to resolve this problem. Again, this is a very, very sad situation, and we regret this situation fully, but we're making sure that, again, this place and whatever happened, we're calling for calm, and we're calling the local authorities to get involved while we make sure that we all resolve this matter.
All right. So the situation is that this lady child was killed and she on her feet, running here and there. She had gone out of food because of going back to the village and coming back to town and what have you. And so she gone out of food altogether. And then one village was burned down completely. Then another village that is totally, neutral or innocent, that village was completely looted. Cash were taken,
Yes.
cattle were looted. I mean, they vandalized the entire villagers. I mean, the village, and the villagers are just fleeing in disarray altogether. There's no food, no shelter, and what have you. What is the two district or authority? For example, the district number 9 representative and district number 6 representative are doing to address the situation with respect to shelter, food, and medicine.
So what we have been doing on the District 9 standpoint is to reach out to those families because we want to make sure that we can contact the families directly. So we heard that some people left the villages, they ran away. I believe that some people are not even in the local areas right now. So what we've been doing is working with our people that are on the ground to make sure that we get in contact with those families. That's the first thing we're doing from the District 9 side. I've been, as I said, that was the phone with Honorable Glikia. From a security standpoint, we're engaging the county authorities because, again, we have access to the police, security operations over there to make that we bring stability to that situation. And then we'll start to do what we do as representative of all the people to provide shelter and other things of that nature. Our focus right now is to make sure that this situation does not escalate. This situation does not go any further than it's already gone. Because what has happened, but we want to make sure that we do not go any further than that. Because again, these things are things that will happen. Most of the times it's between families. It's between families. And yes, I want to also thank you to the Voice of Albertha, to Radio Secretary and others who've been in, highlighting the situation and highlighting the challenges of the situation. So what we are doing right now is getting in touch with the family to provide whatever we can provide in terms of shelter. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that we de-escalate the situation. We call for calm. We make sure that everyone understands that we must respect the laws of this country, and let us make sure that we all work together to resolve this matter.
I understand that the decomposed body of the deceased is still in the village. They were dumped in a 2-feet hole, and the village is contaminated, is polluted completely. What are we doing now to remove the decomposed body and give that little child a befitting burial?
So this is part of why we need, again, our authorities, right? So I'm a rep. As a rep, my role here is to make sure that I care and we care for our people, right? And we're going to get to that where we do that. But in absence of peace, in absence of calmness, in absence of all of these things, we cannot take the body from there to make sure that we give this child a befitting burial. So calm is important. This is why we're all calling for calm. We're making sure that people do not escalate the situation further. Because any further escalation of this could result in something more than it is right now, even worse. So we want to make sure that this situation, is staying sieged by the police, which is the appropriate authority and the joint security, and then we can move on to the other matters of, making sure the child is buried, get some befitting burial, making sure that we provide shelter and all of those other things to our people. And then there will definitely be an investigation to this matter to make sure that we can come up to some mediation and resolution.
Okay, Honorable Tamwe, thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you so much. Again, I want to say thank you. I'm calling for calm. We are working behind the scenes here, making sure that everyone stays calm, but making sure that also we can be able to provide for people. And thank you to, again, the Voice of Albertha. Thank you to you, Jacob, and team there, and Real Secretary and others for highlighting the situation and we're going to make sure that our people will live in harmony, and we will be there as well. Just dial the phone with Honorable Glikia. I'm going to be calling the soup right after I drop off the line. Thank you so much. Mama,